Hey howdy, hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. We all know about Payday 3, right? Currently one of Steam's most hated games because of server issues. Yeah, well, I want to talk about that today because my video on Payday 3 came out a day before the global release, and yeah, I was a little upset once it actually released. Not heartbroken, but really disappointed. Regardless, let's talk about how this has affected Payday 3 both short-term and potentially long-term. So before we get into it, if you like what you've seen today, then consider hitting that like and sub button for more content like this. Okay, let's get into it. This video is going to be more or less an open invite for fans and haters of this title to have an open discussion. Payday 3 was released to the world on September 21st, and to many people's surprise, the game fell apart as soon as the public touched it. For days, the servers ran like shit, people couldn't join a game, and it made people highly upset that the game didn't even have an offline mode to counteract the bad servers. This ended up impacting the game's overall Steam review score, leaving it at a mostly negative status out of nearly 33,000 reviews. A plethora of these reviews are from the first 2 or 3 days saying that the game was unplayable due to server issues and that making an online-only game was a huge mistake. A lot of the things I talked about in my Payday 3 video, I kinda jumped the gun on in a sense. I talked about how Overkill had fixed the majority of the issues with the servers that we experienced during the playtest, and it's obvious that they did not. But this is not an argument about them opening up more servers. More servers probably wouldn't fix this issue. There are some things, however, that will make people happy, or at least happier, with how the release of this game is going. For example, we need to see CrimeNet make an appearance again. For whatever reason, I did not notice that CrimeNet is gone, but it is completely gone from Payday 3. It's quite possibly one of the biggest oversights I've seen with this game so far. I don't know why they didn't add it, but there isn't a reason I could find as to why CrimeNet is not in the game. I also see a lot of people saying that they need the old Infamy system, the 3-card system, even people saying that the old skill tree system needs to make a return. I don't agree with them bringing back the old shit because then everyone will fucking bitch about old shit being brought over to a new game and being charged $40 for it. This game, when it works, is quite possibly the best $40 money can buy. And to be honest, what are your other options? Crime Boss? Yeah, okay. But regardless if you believe with that sentiment or not, putting in an offline mode would be nice. They have friends only and private lobbies for matchmaking, but if the matchmaking is bonked, you cannot play the game at all. And that does include friends only and private lobbies. They will straight up not work. But nobody really seems to know who to blame in this scenario. They don't know if they should blame the guys over at Starbreeze and Overkill for having really bad server hosts, or if they should blame Nebula, the website that you have to make an account for before you play Payday 3. But are all of these issues the end all be all? Absolutely not. Does this make Payday 3 one of the worst games ever? Absolutely not. Call me a dick rider, tell me I'm coping. I genuinely do not care. Like I previously mentioned, the biggest complaint everyone has is that the game is online only. And fair enough, online only games are highly annoying and for some people just straight up inconvenient. But you want to know how we got to this point? You want to know one of the many reasons as to why Overkill transitioned Payday 3 into an online only game? Aside from everyone bitching about Denuvo, which is an anti-piracy software that was in the game, which I will never understand why people hated it. And then when Overkill got rid of Denuvo, everyone wouldn't stop bitching. Again, I will never understand why. But do you know why Denuvo was even talked about in the first place? Well, here you go. This is P3D Hack, a cheat system for Payday 2 that has some seemingly innocent features, except for one thing. On this site, there is something called P3D Unlocker and X-Ray. This tool is for, quote, using items from DLC that you did not purchase. And if you happen to use this unlocker while you're in Payday 2, you will get a cheater tag. So I guess the TLDR is, if there really is one, is that the P3D Unlocker unlocks all of the paid maps and paid weapons for Payday 2. Well, you're probably asking yourself, well, Redbeard, why is it that big of a deal? So let me tell you why. Payday 2 currently has 81 DLCs to date, ranging from a single dollar to $7 a piece. According to Steam, this comes out to around $253 USD without any of them being on sale. That's for one person and one copy of the game, even though it's not necessary for you to own all the DLC because the host of a match can own the DLC and other people can play on it, but keep those numbers in mind. P3D Hack shows that 54,363 people have downloaded just the P3D unlocker. So if we use some simple math here, that means that those 54,363 people took a potential $13.7 million in sales away from Overkill and Starbreeze. That's why it matters. But does making the game online only really do anything to prevent that? Considering for the fact that Payday 3 is already cracked, I would say no. No, it did not. Listen, I understand the current state of the game is very sad. It really truly is. I spent $70 on the game so I could play it early, and I only got it to work half of the time I've owned it. So I'm gonna continue to voice my opinions. I'm gonna continue to push for what I believe needs to be put in the game. But do you know what I'm not gonna do? Harass the creators who signed a contract to promote Payday 3. That's absolute bullshit. I've also seen people harass the staff over at Overkill for the way that the game released. Guys, I understand you're upset, but attacking these guys and harassing them ain't gonna get what you want any faster. There are even people wishing Starbreeze would go bankrupt, and I gotta ask, that's what we want, right? A company to improve the game and also shut their fucking doors so we can't play it? Yeah, that's some big brain shit right there, bud. I mean, this entire experience has been set around people just being absolutely hateful and spiteful towards the people who gave us this game. And if it's not towards the dev studio and the publisher, it's towards the creators who decided that they wanted to have this game sponsor their channel. It's absolutely despicable, it's degenerate, and I understand why people are mad, but come on, it is not that goddamn serious. I also have to mention this because I feel like it's very important. I have seen literal people on Twitter and in YouTube comment sections call this game a scam. I feel like that's a new buzzword that everyone wants to use in 2023 towards gaming. If a game comes out with 3 or 4 issues, the game's a goddamn scam. It ain't even worth playing because the game is just there to take your money and they're gonna run off with it. Guys, there is a game that just released for $40 that is an actual scam. A game that funneled millions of dollars from supporters and a backer like Tencent. And that game is called Dead Matter. That is an actual scam. This game just has unfortunate circumstances. There is a huge difference. Now to wrap things up on a positive note, Starbreeze has maintained more communication than any other dev studio at the moment discussing their game plan for the server issues. They started by implementing downtimes for a few hours 2 times a week in hopes that the servers will be stable. To be fair, I don't really know how much good that's gonna do them at this moment with the mob getting bigger and the pitchforks getting sharper, but it's literally one of those things where we will have to wait and see what happens. Alongside that, there's talks of a new skill tree perk coming sometime in October that will allow you to carry 2 bags at once, move bodies faster, etc., but with a penalty. They've also mentioned Twitch drops, but no ETA at the moment. There's quite literally a Bible's amount of changes and improvements that are dropping soon that seem to give us the Payday experience that we're wanting. I know that right now, Payday 3 is looking pretty subpar compared to Payday 2 in a lot of ways, but with October around the corner, I think it's worth to wait and see what changes are coming to the game. Until then, keep voicing your concerns, keep holding these devs accountable, and for the select few out there, quit wishing misfortune on these guys. Seriously, those that are foaming at the mouth because they didn't drop 10 years worth of ops on day 1 are acting like big old bitch babies. If you don't like how the game functions right now, either refund the game, don't play it at all, or just wait for the game to get better. Shout out to my amazing and more handsome brother, this motherfucker. Massive shout out to my amazing brother, Sir Blackout, for helping me compile some of the info for this script. I did the math, he typed like 4 sentences. Go sub to the smelly prick or don't, I don't really care. What do you guys think about what's going on with Payday 3? Let me know down below. Also, don't forget to hit that like button, that sub button, and mask up that notification bell for more content like this. And as always, my name is Red Beard Mortis. Speak loud, speak the truth, and I will see you in the next one.